half. And there was a red card for Xerxes, who has since left Bayern 2. And last season here, there was a 1-1 draw with Dressel scoring, as well as Vries, who has also left Bayern 2. So for the away side, Danny Schwarz taking control today alongside Martin Di Michaelis. They are in 18th spot and in real trouble. Uerdingen won yesterday. Meppen lost and dropped into the relegation zone. Unterhaching are down. And, well, if Bayern 2 lose today against their city rivals, they are also down. So it's all about getting the 3 points today, but they are poor away from home. Only 3 wins away all season. As 1860 have the first opportunity here. Biancardi just wide there, as it's been a very good start from 1860 here. Sasha Mulders pulling out to the right-hand side, and then the cut back here and comes off the defender to end up wide. So an early corner on 2 minutes for 1860. Stefan Lex goes across to take. It's going to be an outswinger. And it comes, it's headed away by Feldhahn. And a skewed effort there. And back out towards the right-hand side for Lex, nodding it on here. Away by Weltzmüller. As Bayern 2 are playing Motika from the start today. Here he is, the Serbian youngster. Scored his first goal the other day in a loss to Unterhaching. It was only a consolation goal, but caused so many problems when he came on. Danny Schwarz has decided to throw him in from the start today. As Bayern 2 really have slipped down the table very, very concerningly. They were 9th after the first half of the season, but they've got the worst record in the whole league during the second half of the season, with only 1 win, too many draws, and not enough goals scored, despite all that talent out there. And as I always mention when commentating, it's very, very difficult for both the team and the coaches, as there are a lot of changes involved, as maybe the first team promotes some of the youngsters up to the top side. And a lot of the time it's a very patchwork first 11. And their top scorer, Timo Kern, is out. As I mentioned, they lost to Unterhaching last time out. That's a dreadful result for them. Next week they finish against Halle. But they're looking to get their first win in 10 games. They've lost 7 of the last 10. And hence, that's why they're in such relegation bother coming towards the end of the season. And whereas 1860 have been consistent all season, Bayern really have dropped off horribly. Let's see what difference it makes today, as 1860 have started on the front foot here, coming up towards 5 minutes played. No goals yet, but a chance for Biancardi early doors. Well, it looks as though 1860 are nice and calm, no nerves being shown. As this is Scott for Bayern 2, out towards the left-hand side. Motika, direct running down that left-hand side, keeps on going. And it's a good challenge in the end there from Wilsch. So corner for Bayern 2 here. Both teams have just got to go flooding forward whenever they can. This is going to be a very topsy-turvy match. And it's a short corner routine here for Bayern 2. It's played in finally, and it almost finds Motika just ahead of the youngster. in the end out of play and to safety for 1860. Well, he looks very dangerous indeed. Talig forward. And that's well won in midfield by 1860. Now the ball over the top towards Sasha Mulders. Hoffmann gets there first though. Uh, 1860 pressing all over the pitch at the moment. And Scott plays it out towards the left for Matika again. Well, he looks very talented indeed. As Scott pulls the trigger. Didn't really grab hold of it at all. As that's a big challenge in the centre there from Stiller. Now the ball over the top from Bayern 2. Singh goes down off the ball. Looking for a foul. Doesn't get it from the referee. Now Talig. It's a good ball into the centre of midfield. And Stiller just bringing down Lex there. He just wrestling in to the floor. As, yeah, nothing in that challenge on Singh. There's an 1860 man down here. Looks like Belka here. And he's back on his feet here to take the free kick. I'll try and keep you up to date what's going on as well in the Dynamo Dresden game against Türkgücü. At the moment, that's also goalless there. Dynamo can celebrate promotion to the Zweite Bundesliga today. And safely all the way back to Hiller. Belka here. Oh, what a pity there are no fans here. This would be some atmosphere. The fans did greet the 1860 bus on its way into the stadium. A couple of fans gathered outside, but none unfortunately allowed in. Stiller here goes on the overlap. Still in his own half, and he's lost the ball just as he got to the halfway line. 1860 getting through a lot of work early in the game, not allowing any space or time for the Bayern 2 players. Salga up towards Dressel. This is calm play from 1860. They're not panicking. As now there's a diagonal ball here looking for Biancardi. Just ahead of the attacker. He was an excellent signing in the January transfer window. And Scott's here on the half turn. Playing out towards Weidner. Now Singh. And remember, Bayern 2 won this league last season. Of course, couldn't go up as a second team. And they've failed to capitalise on that at all. As another chance goes begging there for Sieb. Well, 10 minutes on the clock, 0-0. And it's been an open attacking game, as you would have imagined, as Hoffmann there doesn't take the goal kick. That's worth keeping an eye on. Salga looking up and playing the ball straight to Singh here to get Bayern 2 moving forward. And he couldn't pick out the pass there to Sieb. No time here for Hiller to deal with that back pass. This is Talig under pressure from Singh, but he's continuing his run here down the left-hand side. No one's coming to him. He gets the ball in, and it was just ahead of Sasha Mulders there closing in. Hoffmann can claim. That's a poor pass. A little bit scrappy from Bayern 2 early in the game here. Not really using their opportunities to come forward. As there's a clash off the ball again. Oh, it's not being given. The referee allowing things to flow. As Shea there comes out of defence. He was the man who just brought down the 1860 attacker. Now Scott again, and he feeds it through, and a chance, and it's 1-0 to Bayern 2. Well, unbelievable. Sieb there with the chance, and once he got in there, so confidently taken, curling it into the bottom corner. 1860 0, Bayern 2 1. Right on 12 minutes. And 1860 now have got some sweating to do. Bayern 2 battling. As it's a lovely little ball here from Scott. Threading it through for Sieb. Holding off the defender. And clinically finding the corner of the net. That's beautiful from Scott. I said just before that the passing had been scrappy from Bayern 2, but in that situation, Scott doing really well. Well, perhaps there's life in this Bayern 2 outfit after all. It's only his second goal of the season, but he's barely been involved. And there's more prospects coming through then for Bayern 2 with the likes of Sieb and Motika. And you won't want to be playing in the regional leagues next season. They want to stay at this level. Well, the tails are up here at the moment for Bayern 2. 1860 need to recover from that hammer blow here, but they've got plenty of time on the clock to make amends. So the situation in the table means, as it stands at 1860 remain in fourth, 3 points behind Ingolstadt, who they play next week, but with a better goal difference. And they're still hoping for a slip-up as well from Hansa Rostock next week, as Singh just has his head in his hands there. At the bottom, Bayern go up to 17th, so still in the relegation zone. Well, they would give themselves a fighting chance if it stays this way of remaining in the league with next week's fixture up against Halle. And they've really got the grip between their teeth now as the corner eventually comes in towards Singh. Well, 1860 want to have destiny in their own hands by winning today. Long ball forward from them, looking for Biancardi. Lundvitz is there to cover though. That's good closing down from Singh there. As the momentum here has rather swung with that goal from Bayern 2. Lovely finish from Sieb to put them ahead early in this Munich derby. And the ball down the right-hand side. The hold-up play from Biancardi. That was a bit of a loose pass and then drilled forward, but picked off there by Bayern 2. Here they come again. This is Singh running with the ball, looking for an option on the left-hand side, but no one has made the run for him. It's forced back here to Stiller. And then the ball given away. Now this is Sasha Mulders. Out wide left, and he's fed it into space there for Biancardi. The defender there just slipping, Feldhan. And out for the corner. Well, that could be a costly mistake from the veteran in the Bayern 2 ranks. Oh, Biancardi really thought he had a chance of getting that ball, as they need quality into the box now from Neudecker. And it's up high. Won by Mulders. Back up into the air. Couldn't get the direction on it though to head it towards the edge of the box. For anyone closing in, Biancardi recovers the situation. And then it's blocked there by Motika. Well, Bayern 2 really have something to hold on to now. Dream start for them, with Sieb scoring after 12 minutes. Well, 1860 have done tremendously well to get themselves into this position this season. It was rather a transitional season last year, but now they've been really pushing up there in the top 4-5 all season long, and they won't want to drop their standards coming towards the end of the season. Would be disappointing for them if they don't get that playoff spot at least. Still a chance of automatic promotion for them. Oh, coming up towards 20 minutes played, it's still 1-0 to Bayern 2, as there's been a goal in Dresden and it's gone the way of Dynamo. As it stands, they are automatically promoted to the Zweite Bundesliga. Of course, still a long way to go in that one too. They're playing at the same time. The game was rearranged for today. Was initially going to be played yesterday, but a change in schedule, as it was Daferner who scored for Dynamo Dresden. And the yellow card being shown, I think, for Talig here. Referee taking his time before reaching for his pocket. So first booking, in fact, sorry, Neudecker. That's his 9th yellow of the season. As that's lifted forward, and again, Sieb going down off the ball, but I think there was an offside flag up there. So as it stands, 1860 in 4th spot, 3 points behind Ingolstadt, who they play next week. That's going to be a barnstormer as well, whatever happens here. Now Stiller lifting it forward, but that won't fall for Sieb here. And that's a nice ball for Biancardi. 1860 looking to get back on the front foot again. And momentum going against them after falling behind. They just need to clear their heads here as we come up towards midway through the first half. As the foul coming in, there was a rather accidental one from Scott as he slid in. And he also will be shown a yellow card. No arguments from him. Yeah, you can see, just got the timing wrong. Now a cross-field ball. How can they get to the byline, 1860? Well, in the end, Talik just overrunning it, under pressure from Singh. Oh, it's launched clear by the Bayern side defence. Picked up easily though by Salga. And Talik again setting off down that left-hand side. In for Dressel. Oh, that's a lovely touch by Lex out to the right-hand side. Some space here for the cross. Eventually it's whipped in. And it's well seen off by Shea. And looking just to knock it over the top again for Biancardi, but headed away. Nicely defended by Weisner. And the clearance coming off a Bayern Zwei player out for the throw in. 1860 just trying to pin back Bayern Zwei now. They've got back on top in the last couple of minutes. The opener coming 12 minutes ago, and it took a while for 1860 just to clear their heads. Now Steinhardt. First real time we've seen him come forward today, which is unusual. Normally he's bombing up and down that left-hand side. He scored the leveller against Wien Wiesbaden last time out. As we can see some strapping there on the knee of Sascha Mulders. Desperate to get the club back up into the Zweite Bundesliga. He's certainly done his job this season with 21 goals so far. An evergreen striker. And here he goes again, looking to get onto that flick on from Biancardi, pressuring Feldhahn. Oh, good pace shown there by Feldhahn just to stay ahead of Mulders. Once he gets going, Mulders, he's almost unstoppable. There's another foul coming in there, but play continuing. Now it will be dragged back by the referee, and that's a dangerous looking free kick here. Welzmüller giving it away. Well, it's a good little run from Talik, and the foul coming in. No, it's Neudecker who sets the ball. And swings it over. And a chance here from the edge of the box for Lex. Just gets it onto his left foot. Has a crack, but it comes off the first defender. Next ball is time towards Sasha Mulders, but it'll come for Biancardi, who couldn't quite knock it back into the box for Mulders. And now the counter is on for Bayern side. They've been under a lot of pressure the last 5 minutes, but here they come. This is Singh on the right-hand side. He goes for the curler, and it's just wide. What a goal that would have been from one end to the other in only a matter of seconds. Singh doing the right thing. You can see exactly what he's trying to do. Oh, that's inches wide. Not really sure whether the keeper, Hiller, would have had that covered. An excellent attempt. Well, this is the problem for 1860. They've got to keep the door closed at the back, but they've got to push forward now as much as possible, having fallen behind on 12 minutes. In what is a must-win game for both teams. Here is Singh again. This time going for the cross. Salga away. That was a little bit loose from Shea, but he got away with it. Found a Bayern shirt. Now Biancardi pushed over there by Welzmüller. Well, it's been very competitive indeed here. The issue for Bayern Sion, it was the same last season, even though they won this league, is stamina. They do tend to drop off coming into the final quarter of games. But what a first win after 10 without one this would be, to give themselves a chance of survival. A couple of lucky fans are able to catch the action from their apartment buildings. That's Mutika. Another good looking run from him, and then just too far ahead of Sieb, who got that first goal for us today. I mean, Dresden still 1-0 to Dynamo against Türkgücü. As we come up towards half an hour played here. Frustrating so far for 1860. And that's a fine ball out towards the left for Biancardi, and now they get to the byline. The ball is smashed across, and it's out of play for the corner. Excellent defending there from Shea. Could easily have sliced in off the defender for an own goal. Made sure that he made proper contact. And Lex. It's played past the far stick, looking for Mulders. It's just looped back over by Biancardi. Now Lex back in again and out for another corner. Well, if in doubt, get it out. That will do. It was Lungwitz who must have got the call to get it out for the corner. Lex again to take. Pressure building here from 1860. As there's a half chance there, but it's Launched clear by Bayern 2. Just knocking on the door here, 1860. As we're just hearing now that Dynamo Dresden have gone 2 up against Türkgücü, with Königsdörfer scoring. It looks as though they are on their way back up to the Zweite Bundesliga. It's been a long, hard season for all the teams involved in the promotion battle. And Singh just clashing there with Steinhardt, giving away the free kick. Neudecker to play it in, good shape to it. Headed up in the air and a bit of pressure there on the Bayern keeper. Too much, in fact, from Belkahir. Hoffmann going down as he tried to punch the ball clear. Well, he didn't really look too confident as he saw Belkahir coming towards him. As the play flies up the other end now for Bayern 2. Can they create an opportunity? It's just cut out initially, at least. Singh doing well to get back on the ball. As the shot does come in and it's turned away by Hiller. Grabs it at the second opportunity. It was that young man Motika again, grabbing the ball by the horns. Well, he does look like quite a prospect on first view. Well, a shock to the system for 1860 with Bayern 2 taking a shock lead. You'd have to say it is, given the form of the two teams and their positions in the table. And in a derby, form goes out the window. And of course, we're also in the penultimate round of matches, and often very unpredictable indeed. As Welzmüller can't find a teammate. And this is Talik. Out towards Steinhardt, back in towards Biancardi. This is lovely one-touch football here from 1860. They might have a chance, but the referee blowing for a free kick there from the forward. It was Stefan Lex. I think just catching Weidner, is it? Well, he looks in some pain, as you could see that Stud's just slipping in the turf. As fireworks just being set off around the stadium here. The 1860 fans will be hoping that there'll be celebrations after this game with a big 3 points for them, but at the moment losing by 1-0. 10 minutes to go before half-time. As this looks very bad indeed for the Bayern right back Weidner. Don't think it was too much to do with the challenge from Lex itself. It was more the slip. And he's coming off the pitch for more treatment, but limping slightly. Maybe he's going to give it a go. Yeah, he's waving to be allowed back on again already. Still, he waits to come on. And the referee still not waving on. Finally, after a good minute or so, he's allowed back on. And there's some space down the right-hand side for 1860. They don't use it, though, as that's a lovely ball across for Steinhardt and then back into the middle. Ends up wide from legs. And play goes on. But Bayern 2 unable to make anything of it on the counter. Oh, we had an early opportunity for Biancardi for 1860, but other than that, they've not created too much. Certainly no clear-cut opportunities. Bayern 2 doing well at the moment to get bodies goal side. And scored a fine goal as well. A lovely curling finish from Sieb. Set up by Scott. Belka here. Again Steinhardt. He's coming forward more and more now. And they're starting to pick him out. Lays it off for Talig. This is to the edge of the box. Steinhardt again. And a deeper cross. Half-headed clear. Scott can complete the clearance. (1860) trying to up the tempo here. Some of their passing has been very crisp, but in the final third, just struggling to create the opportunities, maybe making the wrong decision. Salga has made a run forward down the left-hand side this time. And now he's got a retreat as Singh goes down the right-hand side. He's lost it out, though, to Steinhardt. Neudecker looks up, finds Sascha Mulders, who was in the clear. But the offside flag raised against him. He couldn't find the target at all anyway with his head. And I think that Michael Körnler, the 1860 coach, well, he probably can't wait to get in at half-time with his team and have a rejig. It's not quite working out for them in this first half. On the other hand, Danny Schwarz and Martin Di Michelis will be delighted with this showing from their young team. Showing real nerve in what is a must-win game for them. Biancardi, it's deflected on its way in, and there's big calls here, and it's a penalty. Well, that's a gift really for 1860. Just a little bit longer than 5 minutes to go before half-time, and a chance here from the spot. Sascha Mulders grabs hold of the ball immediately, sticks it down. Let's have a look. It's Lungwitz. Oh, that's so unlucky, really. As he's sliding in, his arm comes out and blocks the ball there from Biancardi. It is a nailed-on penalty, no arguments. But it was, as he was trying to block, the arm reaching out. And Sascha Mulders now has the chance to make it 1-1, which he does. Right into the bottom corner. They're back in business here, 1860. Now Sascha Mulders gets on the score sheet, having not scored for the last 3 games, but he's got a vital one here with that penalty. Levelling the scores, and wow, that's a rueful smile there from Schwarz on the sidelines. 22 goals this season now for Mulders. And well, 1860 will go straight back on the attack. You can almost guarantee that Bayern 2 do have that soft underbelly that I mentioned earlier on, both with their stamina, and also they tend to concede strings of goals in games. And with 4 minutes to go before half-time, that has completely changed the complexion of this now. I said a minute or two ago that Kölner probably can't wait to get his team in at half-time, but now they'll want this to go on as long as possible. Well, how will the two teams react? Surely 1860 will push forward. Bayern Zwei need to recover their composure. A definite penalty, but an unlucky one at that, as Scott goes for goal from distance. Deflected on its way through as it went wide. And if it stays 1-1 going into the second half, we're going to have a humdinger in this Munich derby. 1-1 doesn't really do either side too many favours. As it's smashed back in and then easily plucked out of the air there by Hiller. I think it was Scott who took on the volley. And it's Biancardi. He's trying to cushion it infield. Can't find Lex. Cheers there first. So with the scores at 1-1, 1860 remain in fourth spot, 2 points behind Ingolstadt. And they need the extra 2 points. They need the 3 today to put them back up into third above Ingolstadt before that showdown next week against that team. And they'd also have a chance of overtaking Hansa Rostock on the last day of the season, as Bayern Zwei down again to 18th. 3 points away from Uerdingen. Again, they're looking for a penalty there as Biancardi weaved into the box, but nothing given for 1860. Well, we're coming up towards the final minute of the first half. I guess there'll be a minute or two of time added on. Well, we're going to have a fascinating second 45 minutes, that's for sure. Bayern Zwei do tend to concede goals at the end of halves. It's been a real Achilles heel for them. And including in the reverse fixture, an own goal on that occasion from Timo Kern. In the final minute of the first half. Now Mulders went for the pass. Neudecker tried to pick out Biancardi on the far side of the box, but there was a defender there to intercept. Bayern Zwei just holding on here. Coming up towards 45 minutes played. Well, that's where they were looking for the penalty. Never going to get one for that. Certainly not as nailed on as the one that was given, which was converted by Sascha Mulders. That levelled the scores after the 12th minute opener from Sieb. Lovely goal that was as well, constructed by Scott and finished beautifully. No chance at all for Hiller. We are 30 seconds already into the 1 minute of time added on. But certainly join us for the second half. This is going to be a cracker coming up. Or is there a sting in the tail here? Now the ball is delivered too far ahead of the runner there for 1860. And that should be the final action of the half, as we'll go in with scores all square at 1-1. And one side has really got to go for broke in the second period. So there is the half-time whistle. 1-1 between 1860 and Bayern 2. Join us in 15 minutes or so for what could prove to be a decisive second half. Welcome back to the second half of this Dritte Liga match between 1860 Munich and Bayern 2, the big Munich derby. Penultimate match of the season, and it's absolutely crucial for both clubs. Half-time score is 1-1, which doesn't really do either of them too many favours. But we'll see what happens in this next 45 minutes. This is a big half of football in the Dritte Liga. As it stands, 1860 would still be in 4th spot, just behind Ingolstadt, who they play next week in what comes down to a playoff for the playoff spot. But they'll want to get the win to give themselves hope even of overtaking Hansa Rostock in second. Sascha Mulder's getting the crucial equalizer from the spot, coming towards the end of the first half after Sieb gave Bayern 2 a shock lead on 12 minutes with a lovely goal. And we're in for some fine entertainment, I'm sure, in this second half. Or Dynamo Dresden look as though they have cemented their spot in the Zweite Bundesliga for next season. They're 2 up in their game at half-time against Türkgücü Munich. And the other two Munich sides doing battle here. Well, it doesn't look as though there were any changes at half-time as far as we're aware. As 1860 will be looking for a quick start here to the second half. And we'll be looking not to make any mistakes as they did to allow Bayern 2 to go ahead again. That would be the worst case scenario for them. But once they got the leveller, their tails were up at the end of that first half. It looked as though they were just struggling to create opportunities, but they were gifted a penalty for a handball against Lungwitz. Unlucky for the Bayern 2 team, but it was a correct decision. So throw in here for Bayern 2, taken quickly by Singh. And that will go out of play. Throw in for 1860 now. Oh, long ball up the field towards Mulders. Oh, that's a lovely turn from Singh. And he continues his run and he takes on the strike and is wide. And that was good dynamic play from the New Zealander. He's looking to go at the heart of the 1860 defence every time he gets the ball. And the point was made at half-time that Bayern 2 perhaps guilty of not bringing in a proven striker or a target man after losing Vriet and Zirkzee. They're playing more of a fluid formation with Scott, Singh, Motik and Sieb all playing at some point as a false 9. And perhaps that is the point, that those players not really able to hold the ball up with their back to goal and bring others into play. And it puts more pressure on the defence at the other end in that case. Suddenly here they come, springing forward again. Ball on for Sieb, now out to the right hand side for Singh. Looks up and he takes the strike on and he's battered it into the bottom corner. Bayern 2 take the lead again. Well, that's an incredible goal. What a left-footed strike. Like lightning into the corner. No chance again for Hiller. And 1860 have got all the work to do. 4 minutes into the second half, they've fallen behind again. Well, he's looked confident all game long, Singh. As I said, he's been looking to create and take on shots. And here's an example of that. Just skips around Steinhardt, and what an effort that is. Zipping it into the bottom corner. Now curling it around the defender as well. Brilliant goal. That's 2 lovely worked goals now for Bayern 2 in this game. And, well, that changes things once again. It's his 3rd of the season. You would have expected him, with his talent, to have more goals to his name than that. Well, for 1860, they'd remain in 4th spot, 3 points behind Ingolstadt, and I can't help but say how important that game next week against Ingolstadt is. But they want to have destiny in their own hands. And already be in 3rd spot before that game by getting the win here. As they look to react immediately, the cross comes in. It's away by Feldhahn. As for Bayern 2, they're back up again to 17th spot, and with a fighting chance of avoiding relegation. In comes the next corner. And it's too high there for Mulders. As if it stays like this, it's going to be a 4-way battle for 2 spots, with Meppen, Bayern 2, Uerdingen and Kaiserslautern all involved. Kaiserslautern will think they're safe though. 3 points above Bayern as it stands. Oh, very dramatic so far, and here they come again. Mutika, it just opens up for him, and Singh, and this time Hiller denies him. And the next opportunity perhaps, but it just falls too far ahead there of Sieb. A big chance to give themselves a cushion there, Bayern 2. Nothing wrong with the shot, but the save from Hiller keeping his team in this. Good presence of mind there from Mutika to pass to Singh in a better position. 1860. This is not the start to the second half that we expected from them. I thought they were going to come out all guns blazing. Instead, they've fallen behind. Although this is better from them. The block, though, comes in from Lungwitz and deflects on its way through to Hoffmann, the goalkeeper. And Mulder's now getting involved with Welzmüller. Something off the ball by the looks of it. He walks away from it before he gets himself in any deeper trouble with the referee. Welzmüller, a very brave man to argue the toss with the veteran. And it's simply a collision off the ball, nothing doing. Oh, handbags there at 10 paces. Oh, Mulders will be really frustrated by this. Got his team back into it with that penalty just before half-time. And then just after the break, falling behind again. He's desperate to get 1860 out of this league and back up to the Zweite Liga. And Motika dropping deep this time to pick up possession. Keeping the ball as well, playing it back to Shea. Lungwitz is in plenty of space here on the left-hand side. And play back into the centre for Motika. Yes, that's good dynamic defending there from Belka here, and then he's caught in midfield. Sascha Mulder's having a word about Welzmüller. I'm not sure those two are getting on at the moment. Bayern 2 are going to have to keep their composure and discipline here. Lex with the layoff. Well, it does drop here for Biancardi. Now out to this near side. The ball lifted towards Mulders. He brings it down brilliantly, and then the layoff to Steinhardt. And he's trying a very difficult pass there, just to loop it. And the chance gone. Well, Welzmüller was eventually booked for that challenge there on Belka here. So we've played 10 minutes of this second half. We've seen a goal, a brilliant one as well from Singh to put Bayern 2 2-1 up, and well, Welzmüller will miss out next week in their final game of the season at home to Halle after picking up his 5th booking of the season. Well, depending on what happens here, that could either be a very important game or a dead rubber. Oh, how can Michael Körner, the 1860 coach, change things here? He's got to do something around the hour mark. Maybe a fresh injection from the bench. Now, surely that ball had gone out of play. Now Bayern 2 pressing here, looking to keep hold of this lead. Pretty comfortable at the moment. And the next deep cross, well headed away. Good covering on Mulders. Talig picks up the pieces. And then that's an easy one to collect for Hoffmann. It looks as though there are going to be changes imminently. It's Scott who's coming off, Jastrzębski and Are Umbi also coming on. And Welzmüller being withdrawn for Are Umbi. Jastrzębski is a dangerous player as well. He'll be playing in that number 9 position surely. He's got the build for it. A different kind of threat now for 1860 to deal with. from Bayern 2. They'll be asking him, 1860, to hold the ball up. As the ball is out towards the left there from Belkahir, but it's just not clicking for the home side at all. And they were gifted an equalizer, 1860, in that first half with that penalty decision, the handball from Lungwitz. So they'll keep pressing here, and their confidence does seem to be a little bit shattered. They haven't made the best reaction to falling behind just over 10 minutes ago. As their final ball has been poor all game long, in fairness, but the defending from Bayern 2 also solid. And Neudecker up towards legs. Deflected on his way in. That helped out the Bayern defence there. And Stiller manages to play it, and then the long ball away. It's an ambitious ball over the top, and it's caught underarm there by Hoffmann. Knew he was under no pressure from Biancardi. As 1860 now coming back the other way. And that's a lovely ball threaded through, but it's the offside flag that will bring that to a halt. Just going too early. As is a foul coming in there. This could be a yellow card for Belkahir. Indeed it is. And it was a scrappy challenge. And another chance here for Bayern 2 to get a shot in. Stiller trying to get into the final third, and brought to a crashing halt there by Belkahir. And the wall is set and ready. Looks as though Singh fancies this one after that tremendous goal early in the second half. He lines it up and goes for it, but it's just lifted over the bar. So still no changes for 1860 as Belkahir hits his 5th yellow card as well of the season. So he'll miss the finale against Ingolstadt next week. That's a big miss for 1860. Lovely skill there, and another heavy challenge coming in. 1860 have just started to lose their composure. Vilch is the next man in the book. 2 yellow cards in as many minutes. It's his 8th of the season. Coming in heavily on Matika. It seems as though he's come off worse himself here, Vilsch. Well, you can see stretching. That did look an uncomfortable one. Oof. That's not a good impact there on the knee. I think we're going to have to see an enforced change here for Kölner's side. So the change is going to be made with Vine coming on. Looks very, very uncomfortable indeed for Vilsch. So let's see if Vine can add some dynamism to this 1860 performance. It's all been a bit flat in the second half for them, unfortunately. The blow of conceding really has affected them. And then comes the delivery. It's a floated one towards Shea. Out to the far side. Mariambi. And Stiller again. Now Biancardi, well, 1860 don't want him in that position. They want him up the other end. But Bayern Zwei playing well here and really pushing 1860 back. Thumped away there by Feldhahn. Now this is the score of the first goal. Sieb out on the right hand side. Biancardi chesting it down and turning in one motion and then dragged down by Feldhahn. Just in the attacking half for 1860. And that's a more enterprising run as Lex goes in and tries to win the ball. And I think a penalty's been given. Yes, the referee has pointed to the spot, so it's another gift here for 1860 to get themselves level. Stefan Lex trying to make something out of nothing. And in the end, he's got the penalty decision. Feldhahn arguing with the referee about it. You can see some of the Bayern players were gesturing it was a dive. But this big moments here in the Dritte Liga. Feldhahn goes across. Oof. Well, it's extremely difficult to see. Does he make any contact at all with Lex, who went tumbling to ground without hesitation? And we're going to have a change in penalty taker here by the looks of it. It's going to be Steinhardt instead of Sascha Mulders. Are we going to see the same result though? They do. It's fired into the bottom corner and that's 2-2. Well, out of nothing, 1860 both times have been handed a lifeline. 2 penalties. And well, now they've got just over 20 minutes to go. We're midway through the second half. And they'll be trying to win it from here. As we see the replay, I mean, I can understand why the referee's given it on first view. Probably from his perspective, it looked a penalty, but I don't think it is. Steinhardt, another important goal from him. His 9th of the season. He's been absolutely excellent. He has been limited by the Bayern Zwei defending in this game, though. As now Bayern Zwei will have to go again. And it's the same situation as at half-time. The draw does neither of them any real favours. It would put Bayern 3 points behind Uerdingen once again. Well, now 1860 have really just got to throw the kitchen sink at Bayern 2 and hope that they crack. Of course, they'll be nervous about making any challenges in the penalty area now after that decision. You'd have to say cleverly won by Stefan Lex. Oh, well, that's too heavy over the top. Looking for Lex. Drops for Hoffmann. Steinhardt there bringing down Singh, whose goal early in the first half put 1860 under all kinds of pressure. Oh, who's going to win this one? Who's going to get the next goal? Good strength shown in midfield there by Talik. And play goes on. I think the foul would have been given there, but there's the advantage here. As Singh picks it up again, then it's cleared by 1860. There is Lex, the man in focus for winning that penalty. Here's yet another replay. Is there contact there? It's so difficult to see. Feldhahn is absolutely convinced he didn't touch him. Not that Steinhardt cares, sending the keeper the wrong way to make it 2-2. Well, this is fascinating now. Just over 18 minutes to go, and all to play for. Not only in the context of the 3 points today, but in the Dritte Liga itself. As Biancardi, is he in the clear? Can he keep it in? No, he can't. He's so frustrated with himself. Boots the ball away. Well, he's had a number of opportunities to take on Bayern 2 in wide areas and hasn't really got going. As the ball is slipped through here, I think it's Jastrzemski. That's good hold-up play from him. Now head down. And unable to find the ball to Sieb. He's just crowded out of it in the end. As now it's Sascha Mulder's turn to make something happen. Just slipping it behind, and that's good alert goalkeeping from Hoffmann. Had to get there. Now the game is wide open. You can see it's stretched across the whole of the pitch now. There's another clattering challenge comes in from Vine, and he's made a really good run here, the sub, and just tugged back in the end. And it's Lungwitz who was guilty of pulling him back, and I think has been given the yellow card. And I think it should have been a foul there for Bayern 2. From Vine. And Lungwitz indeed was booked, his third of the season. Well, I'm sure that we will see another goal in this game. Such is the tension and the importance. And I'd also be very surprised if we finish this game 11 against 11. It's really starting to crank up. All the players absolutely desperate for their respective clubs. And of course, just to add flavour to it, it is the Munich derby. And it's been a cracker so far. 1860 have not played well today, but they're still in it at 2-2. Bayern 2 doing a lot of the attacking, and 2 fine goals from them as well. A point not really enough. As this one's dropped long over the top. And Belkahir gets there. Well, it's 3-0 to Dynamo Dresden against Türkgücü now. And the Munich side are down to 10 men as well. So it looks as though there will be big celebrations in Dresden for the promotion of Dynamo, bouncing straight back to the Zweite Bundesliga. That was their clear aim from the start of the season. And 1860 will be looking to join them on the way up as well. But they need the win here to give them a chance of getting automatic promotion, hoping to see a slip up from Hansa Rostock next week. But of course, they've got to do the business against Ingolstadt, who are in the playoff place as we speak. Well, that cross comes to nothing for Bayern 2. Just under 15 minutes remaining now. Well, I mentioned it earlier, but Bayern 2 do tend to run out of puff coming towards the end of games. They concede a lot of goals late on. That's the hope for 1860, that they can make this count, as Sascha Mulder's crowded out of it, and I think in the end the foul going against him. He's feeling it today, you can tell. Now just the arm over Che there and then sliding. And so much emotion out there on the field. Connor will be surely thinking of making more changes. He's made one enforced change with Vine coming on for the injured Wilsch. Other than that, he's sticking with what he's got. You can see on the sidelines Martin Demichelis there, living every moment. As Mulders gets the ball and goes for a wonder goal, and it's flashed just wide. Well, a Marco van Basten style effort there from Sascha Mulders, bringing it down delightfully and hitting it full on the volley. Well, he certainly does have that in his locker. And surely now from 1860 we're going to see a shoot on sight policy as he goes through again. Can he drill in an effort? It's just dropped to the byline for him and deflected on its way out for a corner kick. Out by Feldhahn. Well, increasingly they're getting in behind Bayern 2 now. 12 minutes to go, and they need something special to unlock Bayern 2. The 2 goals so far have come from penalties. It's drifted in by Vine here, away by Ariembi. 1860 have got to keep the pressure on here. I'm trying to find Biancardi again. Seeing it's gone out of play, and indeed it has. Well, again, his attack there is brought to an early end. Getting a foot on it there. Out for the throw to Bayern 2. As you can hear, the fans gathered outside the stadium trying to lift their team for the final push in this last 10 minutes now. A decisive 10 minutes in the Dritte Liga season coming up. Here we go. As that's turned around the corner by Mulders, looking for Lex. It's just ahead of the ball. Good idea, though. Now Stiller. Out for Lundwitz. Stiller's got that all wrong. I'm not sure what he's trying to do there. As Mulders goes to ground again. Wants the free kick, he's not going to get it. Well, at the moment, Bayern 2 just not finding their range of passing, and it's inviting 1860 onto them. That's a poor pass out towards the right-hand side. No chance for Vine to get onto that one. And a pity for 1860, was in the clear. Just missing a little bit of that precision today, 1860. There's going to be another change here for Bayern 2. It's Sieb who scored the opener after 12 minutes, coming off now. Cracking goal that was, as was the second from Singh. And it's going to be Jan Fitter up who comes on. Well, fresh legs up front again then for Bayern 2. They're sticking with what they've got at the back. Riembi, enough they think to see them out for this final 7.5 minutes. Singh now continuing his run, and the flick there from Jastrzębski, almost finding him. And as there's a chance there, and Hoffmann getting a big paw to it to get it away. And then the free kick in the end going to Bayern 2. And Mulder's chesting it down. As there's another touch there for Hoffmann. Well, perhaps now the chances will come thick and fast for 1860. They're trying everything now. Bayern 2 do have a habit of cracking late in games, as I mentioned. Oh, we're now at absolute crunch time. It's away by Feldhahn, and then 1860 players there colliding, and it allows Bayern 2 to come flooding forward on the counter-attack, but that's a poor ball. That was the wrong choice. Well, suddenly they had committed plenty of red shirts forward, and I think it was Stiller who played the ball. He looks to the heavens. Normally he's passing much, much better than that. Just over 5 minutes to go. Well, there is the shot from Lex on the turn. You would have expected him to finish it, really. And then the next. Oh, Hoffman denying him on both occasions there. Big, big saves. Perhaps just snatching at the opportunity, Stefan Lex with the pressure on. Yes, Jamesy trying to take the free kick early. Too early, though, for the referee as it rebounded off Biancardi. Here is Jastrzębski. Setting off on the run. Just a bit of a heavy touch. Allow Belka here to come in and win it. Trying the 1-2, Stiller and Jastrzębski. It doesn't come off. And this has turned into a very scrappy game at the moment. Challenges flying in. Not the best passing in the world. And Stiller, though, has this free kick. Can he produce anything from here? It's straight down the middle, so he goes for the short option. It's clipped back in, and we'll come back to Stiller. And trying the ball in from out wide. Shea it was, blocked by 1860 for a throw. So we've got 3 minutes to go now. Desperate times for both teams. And that's the free kick taken from the wrong position there. Well, 1860 looking to get on with it as quickly as possible. It's another long, hopeful ball up towards Mulders. It reaches Lex, and then the stretching challenge out ahead of the 1860 attacker there. Oh, Weidener doing well there as Biancardi was closing in, but it's another corner for Bayern 2 to deal with. It's swung in. And the heads go up and away by Bayern 2. Sing away. And all the way back here to Hiller. Well, all or nothing now, surely. And Stiller will just hold possession. Long ball up the field now. Looking for Arp. Saying the Belka here was brought to ground off the ball as the corner came in, but nothing doing. There's another one. See what Mulders can do. He's offside though, in behind Ariembi. As we tick into the final minute of the 90. Are we going to see late drama now? It's looped in here. It might fall on this near side for Motika. It loops up in the air and easy in the end for Hiller to grab. And 1860 have had the chances through Stefan Lex to go ahead for the first time today. Couldn't use them. Well, how much time added on are we going to have here? Thumped away by Ariembi. Looking for Arp. Salga gets there ahead of him though. And back to Hiller. Well, perhaps one last opportunity for Bayern 2, but the free kick given against Belka here. It's tugging down Jastrzemski. Frustrating again, though. Well, 3 minutes will be added on. We're already 1 minute into that. Bayern 2, I think they're just about down, really. They're 3 points behind Uerdingen as it stands. For 1860, 2 points behind Ingolstadt going into that last day fixture against them. They could have given themselves a really good platform to get at least the playoff spot and perhaps automatic promotion. But they failed to do so today as it stands at 2-2. And it's only 2 penalties that have got them back into this game. Both times levelling after Bayern 2 went ahead through Sieb and Singh early in each half. As Biancardi plays the ball across the edge of the box. It comes to nothing, although a shot does come in. It's deflected on its way through. Well, Belka here pushing up to try and bolster the attack. And almost finding the net there. Well, they need quality, and they need it now for Uvine 1860. And it comes away by Ariembi. Only as far as Lex. And then that's played all the way back to Hiller. Volley's clear. And they just can't grab hold of the ball here at the moment, 1860. It looks as though it's going to finish all square at 2-2. Well, neither side will be happy with that result at all. Only a point apiece. Well, still, play goes on. We've had the 3 minutes of time added on. The referee happy to let this one go as Hiller grabs it, and that is the full-time whistle. So 2-2 it ends. Frustrating for both sides as they go into the final round of matches next week. It looked as though Singh had won it for Bayern even early in the second half, but a penalty given for a foul on Lex was scored by Steinhardt to make it 2-2. So they battle on, and you can join us for all the action next week live in the Dritte Liga. Thank you very much for joining us for that one. It wasn't quite what we expected, I must say, as it looks as though the Bayern players really are frustrated with that one, you can see. So see you next week. Take care and goodbye.